Good morning, guys and gals. It is Undead12335. Just want to do a quick little video for you guys, discussing a certain topic that's been going around lately. Also, sorry about my voice. I'm feeling a little under the weather right now. It's been pouring rain for the last 2 days, so not feeling the greatest right now either. Uh, I do have 2 days off from work, so that's going to be awesome. But I'm going to talk about something today that's been highly controversial, and I'm going to give my thoughts and opinions on it. This video is probably going to get a lot of hate, and I know that this will most likely end up sparking a decent amount of views for this. And that's another reason I'm doing it. I want to actually see what other people think about this. I bought Sekiro Shadows Die Twice on Saturday. Bought it brand new. Honestly, as of now, this is literally one of the worst games I've ever played. And honestly, the reason is, honestly, I'm not good at it, which, I mean, that's to be expected. It's a whole new system. But there's a difference between difficult and tedious. That's my favorite motto for Destiny. They don't understand the difference between difficult and tedious. This game is not difficult. This game is downright unfair. It throws mini boss after mini boss at you within the first 45 minutes of the game. Take note, I haven't made it out of the first area. I haven't finished a Raging Ogre, and I haven't fought that little weird samurai guy standing out there on the cliff edge next to the second area that you get to in the beginning area of the game. For one, the bosses have cheap hits. Two, everything in this game kills you in 1 to 2 hits. Every boss will one-shot you. Every boss will one-shot you. I've seen enough videos of it. Every boss will one-shot you. My brother told me whenever I first got this, he loves games like this. He's a diehard FromSoft fan. So am I. I love the Dark Souls series, and I actually like Bloodborne, even though I haven't played as much of it. It's just the aesthetic is just amazing. I love um the whole stuff. Like, I mean, I even have a H.P. Lovecraft classic love stories over there, and I love the Lovecraftian areas and environments. I like obsessed with Cthulhu. It's pretty cool. This game has none of that. It's a surprisingly very linear game for what it is. The environments are actually stupidly small, and the combat is just not enjoyable, man. I feel like I'm forced to play this just because I spent $60 on it. The day I bought it, I put it up on Facebook for $55 and immediately had like 20 offers for it. And I put in my description, hey, know what you're getting into. Know what you're getting into. And this guy said, oh, it doesn't look that hard. Know what you're getting into before you buy it. My local GameStop as well has a stack of these games used. He said the return rate for this particular one was insane, which me and him talked about it for about 15 minutes. We both knew it was to be expected, but when they actually showed the gameplay off to whenever YouTubers were playing it, you can even tell a lot of stuff was different from how it used to be. You used to be able to skip the Raging Red-Eyed Ogre. You used to be able to skip him entirely. Um, he was down at the bottom of the stairs, and you could actually jump up and around him without triggering him and letting him go and make it out the fog gate. Um, moving to the top. Enemies hit much harder than they used to. Much harder. I made it to the Drunkard boss fight twice. That boss is beyond cheap. A friend of mine that has a YouTube channel here and actually does Twitch as well, he told me, he said, well, the trick is you have to spend like 20 minutes killing all the enemies around him. You go out there, you assassinate one of them, run away. Go out there, assassinate one of them, run away. I'm not spending 45 minutes on a boss fight, dude. It's ridiculous. The posture system is a gimmick. It drags fights out. They said the reason they made this game so hard and every enemy challenging is because it doesn't have an offline mode. Which, if you didn't know, you can actually pause this game. It shocked me when I first started playing it. I'm like, all right, hey, I gotta go let my dog out. Hey, look at that. And the trick to doing it in all these games is you run forward, and while you're sprinting, if you're still in that pose like this, whenever you're actually being taken out of the pause menu, then it actually truly paused. Sort of my little way of remembering and seeing if it actually works. But, I mean, it's not enjoyable. It's really not. The environments are, meh. They make it so that you are shoehorned into one playing style. If you don't play it like that, you don't win. They made sure that there's only one weapon, so you have to master that one weapon, and it makes the game immensely harder than it needs to be. There's no customization. There's no armor sets. There's no stats to actually grind for. Dude, health and vitality and damage does nothing. It does nothing. I saw a guy with a health bar that long, and nothing happened. He still was getting 1 and 2 shotted by bosses because it seems the more health you have, the more damage they do. People are pushing for an easy mode for this game. I don't want an easy mode. What I want you to do is take their damage down some and up my health. That's all you have to do. And it really isn't that hard considering there's only like 5 different enemy types in this entire game. There's the guy with the katana and the hat who seems to be able to bend his head down and block your blows. There's also the spear guy. There's the guy with a torch. There's a giant ogre who. And by the way, this game is set in feudal Japan. I read up a decent amount on feudal Japan. This game looks nothing like what feudal Japan will be described as, and I get it. It's a video game. I get it, but I mean, this is like, it's bad. It's really bad. And am I saying this is a horrible game? No. This game isn't for me, but I'm giving my opinions on it and why I think it's really not a great game. They knew what they were doing when they made this game this hard. This is basically hard liquor for Souls fans. I don't mind challenge. This game is not challenging. This game is unfair. They put so many systems in the game to make it unfair. And I've heard everyone tell me, oh, it gets easier as you go along. It gets easier as you go along. I don't want to play it whenever I don't get anything out of it. Oh, well, you gotta struggle against him. I'm not beating the dog mess out of a mini boss, mind you, which there are hundreds of. I'm not beating a mini boss over and over and over again, learning his attacks only to get one shot. And you know what's funny? For the first, like, apparently like the first 3 to 4 levels of the game, you only get one healing gourd. It's basically this game's Estus Flask. Kind of cool on that aspect though. The health gourd. I like that. You actually only get one, and it only restores a portion of your health, and I mean a minute. Say if your health bar is this long, it only gives you like this much of it. It gives you a sliver back, and it takes forever to do. There is systems in place too where the game says, hey, either get good or you don't get this at all. It pretty much forces you to grind for nothing. You can't grind levels. You can't get better equipment. You can't do anything. And this has been a problem with even massive Souls fans have mentioned. Like that guy Sunlight Blade, he said, yeah, there's no other levels or equipment. He apparently loves the game, but then again, the game is his job, so he has to love the game. All those Souls fans that are saying, oh, this game is super amazing, 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10. Dude, half these reviews are paid off, I guarantee it. The Souls community trashed Dark Souls 2 for being too easy, yet reviewers saying, oh, it's harder, it's much harder than the first. First Dark Souls is actually the hardest one in the series. The third one is actually the easiest, believe it or not, and I struggled a little bit with that one. But it's mainly because of the weapon arts. It makes it cheap. It's... Oh, back to about the levels and stuff like that. Whenever you die, whatever you had is cut in half. Say you had 50 of something, it's cut down to 25. If you had 50 XP points, you lose half of that. If you had 25, you lose half of that. It punishes you for dying. It basically says you need to get better, otherwise we're going to make it worse and harder on you. I had over 1,000 coins saved up in here, died, took half of it away. Died, took half of it away. There's no reason for me to want to grind whenever I basically get nothing. If I go and fight a boss and get a little bit of coin out of it, and then there's immediately another boss after that, why would I want to play this? Seriously, why would I want to play this? Another thing is too, every boss in this game has a one-shot ability on it. Whenever they lunge at you, you'll see a red symbol in Japanese text pop up. That means get out of the way because you're getting one shot. And it's kind of hard to, especially if you've watched a fight of the raging red-eyed ogre. The hitboxes in this game whenever they are attacking you are so generous, it is ridiculous. I'll be 20 feet to the left of him, and out of nowhere my body will be snatched over here, and he'll like do this weird body slam thing, or he'll suplex me and then throw me back over his head again. I mean, they all have one-shot abilities, and I know the way to beat him. You have to have the fire barrel. I have the fire barrel, but it's kind of hard when you only get 3 charges with the thing, and I mean, it only lasts for a few seconds. I got him down to a sliver last night, and out of nowhere, this enemy from the very far end of the level comes bolting out of nowhere, who saw me from a mile away and stabs me in the back. Which I'm going to get to that in a minute. The way that I found that was easiest to beat him was actually to take him down to the base of the stairs and just zip around like Spider-Man. Hit him once, zip up in the air. Hit him once, zip up in the air. Which, we're going to get into the next little part of that. Whenever you're actually... The enemy aggro in this game is a little stupid, because they will aggro onto you for like 10 minutes. Even if you run away, they will still they will still have aggro. And whenever you actually run back to them, they've completely regenerated their health. They have pretty much leveled up, as opposed to you. When you break an enemy's aggro, it immediately regenerates their health. It's to make it so you can't chip away at a boss's health and sort of like, let me catch a breather. All right, let's go back at it. They make it so you can't do that. You're forced to constantly try and punish. That's not fair, considering how... And forget dodging. Do not dodge in this game. The only way to actually avoid attacks is to jump backwards. That's all you can do. Jump backwards to the side. Which, I mean, that doesn't really work either. The half of them have unpredictable attacks. They'll swing one way and they'll be halfway through it, and I don't know where they'll swing the immediate other way and hit you. Every enemy does this. Spear guys are the cheapest. Another thing is too, when there's at the base of the stairs for that particular part, because this part has been giving me the most trouble. When you're at the base of the stairs, there are 2 enemies there, and there's pretty much no way to draw them away from each other. The way to do it is, it wants you to basically draw one away apparently, and then assassinate him. The way I've been having to do it is I'll stab one in the back, and in the middle of the stabbing animation, a dude is just hacking away at me. And when I come out of the animation, my dude just falls over, because you can apparently still take damage while assassinating somebody. Or whenever you're letting go of something, you can be hit because they measure there are no iframes in this game at all, which you don't know what that is. In the Dark Souls series, when you would roll into something, you could actually roll into an attack, and because your player model was sort of skewed, the weapon would pass right through you. It would do nothing to you. They don't have that in this game. They make it so that either parry or die as well. Everything is made in this game to kill you as quickly as possible. Honestly, man, I'm never going to finish this. I'm never going to finish it. Honestly, I should have got it on PC, because I could have had cheats to play it with. And I mean that 100%. There are people that are playing this on PC with cheats to make it a little easier. And a lot of the time, it's not even upping your damage or upping whatever, or making the enemies easier, or trying to make it easier. All they do is they're bumping their health up to make it so that you're not getting slaughtered every 5 seconds. And I know that they're not going to push an easy mode through for this game, but at the same time, this is going to affect the sales for their next game, because they're like, if this game was this hard, we don't want it. Bloodborne was hard but fair. It actually was, and it sold very well. It is considered one of the greatest games of all time. Very much deserving of that title. This game will be quickly forgotten. It actually will, and I know this game's probably gonna maybe sell 1 million copies, maybe a little more. They tried so much, yet accomplished so little with this. They really did. I will never understand either why they thought... I mean, just they thought this was okay. I mean, I get it. You have to please your player base. You want to do this and that, but... I mean, stuff like this. Oh, also, the prosthetic arm is kind of lame. It really is. You only get so many charges for it before you have to basically kill enemies to get these little... It almost reminds me of the cross ability from Dante's Inferno. When he's like throwing 3 of them at the same time. It's basically those kind of shapes. It's got like these little aura coming off of it. You basically have to kill enemies to get those back, and they follow you. It's like a ghost of something that allows you to use your prosthetic arm or something like that. Prosthetic's pretty stupid. The actual axe ability, yeah, you can break shields, but it's so slow. You have to come way back here and hope to God that someone's rushing you before it'll hit them. The grappling hook it's a gimmick. It's just to make it so that you're able to move easier. It doesn't really work like that. And the fire barrel is the shurikens borderline useless. The only fight I've ever seen that someone actually used it on was Lady Butterfly, and I'm probably never gonna make it to her, so I don't care. Oh, and another thing, stealth. Stealth does not work in this game. It really doesn't. Stealth means nothing, dude. I don't care if it's a mini boss or whatever. If I've stabbed you in the neck, that should be an insta kill. If I have been smart enough to sneak up behind a boss or a mini boss, I should instantly get a one shot on them. And the posture system as well. Let's get back to that just a little bit. I know this review's all over the place, but I kind of wanted it like this. Posture is a gimmick. It is a gimmick. You have a posture bar and enemies have a posture bar. When yours is full, you basically go all finish him mode, and you're just sitting there just waving your head around, waiting for an enemy to one-shot you. You have to build their posture bar up, and every boss has a posture bar. You can either attack their vitality or their posture. When you're attacking their vitality, you drop their health down to 0. I've seen a guy have a boss on 0 health. And because he didn't fill the posture bar up, you can't kill him. He will walk around until you fill up that posture bar to get a final blow on him. That is cheap. Dude, if Dark Souls had a mechanic like that, people would have nailed the developers to the wall a long time ago. And yet again, even fans of the series are pissed off at this particular aspect of the game. It is a gimmick. It makes the game, it's not fun. Just dragging out fights for no reason. And this is with every single enemy. Every enemy. And I've noticed something too when it comes to these Souls games. They never nerf enemy damage. If an enemy does too much, what do? They usually nerf the player. They make, oh, well, your weapon did a little too much damage because we're gonna tweak this just a little bit. Stuff like that. They never nerf the actual enemy damage because they think it's perfect. I don't know who QA tested this crap, but they should be shot. For real. Horrible. And, well, yeah, that's pretty much it. If you like hard and want to beat your head against a concrete wall, feel free to pick this up. Honestly, if you'd like, give me $45, I'll send it to you. Yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Rant over. Thank you for everything. I've noticed that I've actually been getting a little more growth on my channel lately, and it's just nice to see. Don't waste your money. Oh, and on a final note as well, the game really doesn't even look all that pretty, to be honest. Dark Souls 3 looked way better, and it was made in half the time. So, see you guys later.